Okay, so now we'll be doing what Simpson's rule is. Basically, I'd made a video earlier, but it got corrupted. I don't know why, and now I'm making a video again. So I explained everything in the first video, so I won't be writing down. Mostly, I won't be writing down again in this video. Okay, so in Simpson's rule, we use Simpson's rule to find out areas, volumes, moments of shapes which have a curve in one side. For shapes which are conventional, like your circle, your square or rectangle, we can easily find out the area using the formulas. But in shapes whose one side is a curve, we can find out using Simpson's rule. So in Simpson's rule, one thing to note is one side should be curved. Two sides cannot be curved. Two sides can be lines here, or three sides can be lines, but only one side can be a curve. Two sides cannot be a curve. So to understand Simpson's rule, we'll first take a small rectangle. The length of whose is 20 meters, breadth is 5 meters. So to find out the area is your length into breadth, 20 into 5, 100 meters square. Or similarly, what you can do is you can break it up into 4 parts, 5 meters each, and you can find out the individual areas, say the green one, or the purple one, the black one, or the red one, and you can find out the individual areas, and then you can add them to get your the total area. So this plus this plus this plus this will become your if you add all those areas, it will become your total area. So 5 into 5, say this 5 into 5, 25 meters square. So 25 meters square into 4, same 100 meters square. Similarly, this is what we do in Simpson's rule. So this is your length, 20 meters. You have divided into equal parts, 4 equal parts. So 20 by 4, this is 5. This is your common interval. In Simpson's rule, common interval is also known as H. H is your common interval. So here your common interval is 5, and your ordinates are readings perpendicular to the side that you have divided. It's also called axis, but so these are your ordinates. These things will be your ordinates. Yes, this is a rectangle, so we'll be using Simpson's rule, using a shape like a water plane area. We'll take a water plane area and then we'll use the Simpson's rule. Okay, so we'll start off with the first rule. So this is a water plane. So water plane, as you can see, there are two curves here. This is a curve, and this is a side. So in Simpson's rule, as we cannot have two curves, what we do is we have divided the water plane into the center line, which will create two equal halves. So now we have only one curve. This is the curve, and two sides. So we'll find out the area of this shape. So suppose the length is 20 meters, and we have taken readings at every 5 meters. So H will become 5, and we have taken readings at every 5 meters. So if we start from aft, go forward. So the initial reading is 4 meters, then 5 meters, 6 meters, 5 meters, and here 0. Forwardmost part where two shelf platings meet, there's no length, so it will be 0. So in Simpson's rule, to find out the area, you have something called as your H is your common interval which is 5, and you have something called as Simpson's multipliers. So what are the Simpson's multipliers? In rule number 1, we have the Simpson's multiplier as 1, 4, 1, and the number of ordinates in Simpson's first rule, that we can like say shape has 5 ordinates or a shape has 9 ordinates. How do we know if we can use which rule or what? So in Simpson's first rule, we can use we can find out the area for which we have 3 ordinates or 5 ordinates, 7 ordinates, 9, 11, 13 and so on, odd numbers starting from 3. And your Simpson's multiplier is 1, 4, 1. So 1, 4, 1. For 5 it will become 1, 4, 2, 4, 1. This 1, 4, 1 and again 1, 4, 1. So it will become 1, 4, 2, 4, 1. Like here, 1, 4, 1, 1, 4, 1. Again 1, 4, 1. So add both of these, this will become 2. Okay, so here your Simpson's multiplier is 1, 4, 2, 4, 1. You have your ordinates 4, 5, 6, 5, 4, 5, 6, 5 and 0, and you have your common interval h. So what does Simpson's, to find out the area, you have a formula. For first rule, it is, you have a constant which is 1 by 3. 1 by 3 is your constant, into h, your common interval, which is 5. Then what you do is you multiply your Simpson's interval to your ordinate. 1 into 4, 4 into 5, 2 into 6, 4 into 5, and then again 1 into 0. 1 into 4, 4 into 5, 2 into 6, 4 into 5 and 1 into 0. So similarly, if you do the sum, your answer will come to 93.33. Now this is your half of the area. If you multiply it into 2, it will become your full area. Then you can find out the area of your whole water plane. This is the answer for the above sum. Similarly, in the second rule and third rule, if you have got a hang of the first rule, the second and third rule, understanding the second and third rule should become easy. The only thing that will change is the number of ordinates which you can like a shape in which you have ordinates, the number of ordinates for which you can use second rule, that will change, the formula will change, and rest everything will remain same. So in Simpson's second rule, you can find out the area for shape using, if you have 4 ordinates, if you have 4 ordinates, 7 ordinates, 10 ordinates, so on. The formula is 4 plus 3n. 4 plus 3n. Yeah. So, and then what the constant here in second rule is 3 by 8. So we take one more example. Here the length of the water plane is 15 meters. We have taken common interval is 5, so every 5 meters we have taken a reading. These are the readings: 5, 6, 5 and 0 are our ordinates, our readings, and then 1, 3, 3, 1 is our Simpson's multiplier. So to find out the area, what we can do, this is our constant 3 by 8. It will remain constant in all the sums if we are using Simpson's rule number 2. Then this is your h, this is your Simpson's multiplier, this is your ordinate, this is again your Simpson's multiplier number 2, ordinate, Simpson's multiplier 3, ordinate 3, and so